you're looking for some easy ways to organize your home for back to school, you're gonna love these ideas. Hey there, it's Christina from the DIYmommy.com. I'm always on the lookout for simple and maintainable ideas to organize my home, and I find I especially have to get these systems in place as my kids go back to school. So today, with the help of Cricut Canada, who is sponsoring this video today, I'm gonna share with you 10 organization ideas for your home for the season. Let's get started. My first hack is to create a command center somewhere in your home that's up and off your surfaces and can be a grand central station for your family. Mine's in my craft room / office, so not only does it house our family's paperwork, some lists, our family binder, and more, but it also features some craft supplies and some of my filming supplies. You can mount a pegboard to the wall like I did here and add things like hooks, shelves, or even a DIY mason jar storage system like this. Have a personalized spot for backpacks. We have a hook wall by our back door that I made 9 years ago, and it's a great place for my girls to hang up their backpacks and jackets. Creating a specific spot like this will help keep you and your family organized this school season. This year, I wanted to go a little step further and personalize this wall even more, so here's where my Cricut comes in. In case you never heard of it, a Cricut is a smart cutting machine that lets you create personalized projects for your home and your life. The Cricut can help you become more creative even if you don't consider yourself a creative person. I've been using mine for 6 years and I love it. I have a video all about my Cricut and the variety of machines they have, plus I have one on how to use the machine for the very first time. I'll make sure to link them in the description box below. To begin, I'm opening up Design Space, which is the free app that comes with Cricut, and I found these really cute polka dot monogram letters in the images section. There are lots of free images in Design Space, but you can also pay for an access membership to gain even more access to tons of fonts, designs, and projects. Now that I have these monogram images in my project, I'm copying and pasting each letter. I want to create a vinyl layer and then I want to create a chipboard layer. So now what I'm doing is I'm using the hide contour tool on this letter A, and here you can just kind of click and select which cuts you don't want to be cut for this letter. So I'm selecting all of the dots. I don't want those to be cut on my chipboard layer. Now that I'm all done, I have a solid A and I have a polka dot A. I'm just gonna make this one the chipboard color and show you what the vinyl is gonna look like over top. So we're gonna have this really cute layered monogram look. I'm repeating this for all of the different letters. So we have a solid letter we're cutting out of chipboard, and then a polka dot letter we're going to cut out of some black vinyl. Now I'm just going to save my project, and then I'm going to click Make It, and we're going to send this to my Cricut Maker 3, which can cut harder things like chipboard. I'm going to use my knife blade. You can really easily change out the blades in your Cricut, and I'm using some chipboard, and you always want to make sure that you use some tape to attach this to your mat so it doesn't go anywhere. Cricut's gonna walk you right through exactly how to cut this. So it usually cuts about a dozen times just to make sure it cuts all the way through the chipboard. Super fun to watch, and it does a great job. Now that my chipboard letters are all cut out, I'm gonna pop them out. So satisfying, they look fantastic. And then I'm gonna cut the polka dot layer out of black permanent vinyl. Now I'm doing what's called weeding the design, so I'm just removing all of the excess vinyl, really easy with just my hands and the Cricut tool. Now I usually use transfer tape to transfer my designs onto my project, but in this case, these letters are nice and big, they're nice and solid, so I'm just simply removing them off of the backing and then placing this vinyl layer carefully on top of the cut chipboard layer. I'm repeating this process with all of my letters. My girls' names start with A, B, and C, which is super satisfying for projects like this. And then you can just use something like command strips to place these on your hook wall. Now my girls know exactly where to put their backpacks and their jackets. Create vertical storage for shoes and accessories. Just like backpacks and coats, creating a specific spot for outdoor shoes and outdoor accessories helps keep everything organized. I like to keep this vertical and up and off the floor as well, so these shoe cabinets are a great investment. I do have to remind my girls every now and then to tuck their shoes away, but having these cabinets has made such a huge difference in how our entry functions. I do have a full tutorial on how I installed these, and I will leave that in the description box below. I find having a mobile caddy for all the supplies my girls need to do homework is so helpful, and this one is so easy to make. I grabbed this adorable metal caddy from Walmart, and I'm using my Cricut Explore 3 to personalize it with some vinyl. I found this image right in Design Space, and I'm going to create it using a couple of different permanent vinyl colors. Design Space walks me through exactly which vinyl to insert when, and I'm cutting out the letters on white vinyl and a beautiful turquoise color. Just like the Maker 3, you can use smart materials with the Explore 3, which means you don't have to use a mat with these materials. They come with their own backing. So that way you can cut really long lengths of material and it's a lot quicker. Now that I'm finished cutting out both colors of my design, I'm weeding away the excess vinyl, and then I'm taking some transfer tape, placing it over top of the designs, and using Cricut's smoothing tool to smooth everything down. Using transfer tape makes sure that my design goes on to my caddy perfectly with everything in the right spot. Now I'm peeling my design off of the transfer tape. I'm getting the happiness part ready first, the white part, putting that down onto my caddy and smoothing everything out. Just a reminder, when you are putting things on a surface, make sure the surface is nice and clean. Use a lint brush, or you can use a degreasing cleaner. Now I'm removing the transfer tape and my decal is in just the right spot. And then to finish this off, I'm taking the turquoise portion of this design and applying it to the caddy as well. Creating a simple system in your child's closet can really help them keep their clothes organized with a little bit of support, of course. My favorite hack for kids' closets is to add a shelf right in the middle of the closet and then mount rods and shelves on either side. You can add bins and label them with your Cricut for easy access to everything, and the closet looks neat and tidy. Another hack I find helpful is having a specific container for library books. My girls bring lots of library books home from school, and if we don't keep them in one spot, they always get lost. To make a custom decal for our library bin so everybody knows where to put their books, I'm using my Cricut Explore 3. I found the books image on Design Space and then just added the word library to it in Design Space. I'm cutting it out on 3 different colors of permanent smart vinyl just so I can have a fun, more layered look. Now weeding out all of the excess vinyl, applying some transfer tape, then removing the backing of the decals and placing them on this bin that I already had on hand. Now I'm just adding each layer at a time, smoothing it out and pulling the transfer tape off. I love these 3 colors together, and I'm hoping that this very nice vibrant decal will help my girls remember exactly where to put their library books after they bring them home from school. We can get overrun with extra supplies for the kids' school and for art, so in this cabinet in the living room, I have bins and baskets for all of these supplies. I've also used my Cricut in the past to label the bins so that everyone in the family knows exactly where everything goes back. You can also use shelving and baskets for a similar idea. As much as I love our family's virtual calendar, I find a large physical calendar on the wall helps keep the whole family aware of our schedule, especially my younger daughters. To make this one, I'm going to use my Maker 3 so I can cut out long lengths of permanent vinyl for this oversized calendar. I found this calendar image right in Design Space. I'm putting it into my new project that's 36 inches wide and 24 inches high. And then in the images section, I also found this to-do list. I'm just duplicating it and then going into the hide contour menu once again so that I can delete the cuts that have the words things to do, placing this underneath the original list to make a nice long list. And then I just typed out our family's last name, the Dennis family, on the left-hand side. Now I want to cut this calendar into 2 pieces because it's too large for one width of vinyl. So I am just creating a rectangle with the shape tool, and then I am selecting the rectangle and the calendar and using the slice tool to create 2 different pieces. So now you can see I have all of these 4 pieces that I've created, and I'm cutting it out onto smart vinyl that comes in a really long roll. I'm using my Maker 3 to cut this one out because I can cut this huge length of vinyl. I believe this whole design is almost 6 feet long. Once everything is cut, I'm weeding away all of the excess vinyl just with my hands and the Cricut tool. For this project, I am using black permanent vinyl so that I can put this on the calendar and it really stands out from the rest. Now I'm applying transfer tape to all of my weeded designs. I'm using Cricut's tool to make sure it is nice and firmly down on all of my cut decals. I found this piece of acrylic and I'm just removing the backing on it, and now I'm removing the backing from my different decal pieces. I just marked on my acrylic piece where the center of the acrylic was, and then I'm using that mark to apply my design. So to begin, I'm applying half of this calendar piece first, smoothing it down with the tool, and then removing the transfer tape. I'm finding that the acrylic is extremely sticky, so definitely take your time and use a lot of patience if you're doing this project because transfer tape sticks really well to this acrylic. Now I'm applying the rest of the pieces. I did have to cut a new piece of that top left calendar because I wrecked the first one, but you can easily do that by just going back into Design Space and recutting the vinyl. Now I'm using my drill to drill 4 holes in all of the corners of my acrylic piece, and then I found these brass colored sign standoffs. I'm installing them onto my wall, placing the acrylic calendar on that, and then twisting on the rest of the sign standoffs. Now I can use a dry erase marker to mark down everything we need as a family on this calendar. My girls, especially the little ones, can have a look and see what's coming up. Another hack I found helpful for back to school is to prep all of our veggies and snacks on Sunday for the whole week. You can keep them in containers in your fridge, label those too so your kids know exactly where to find healthy snacks for their lunches every morning. This saves me a ton of stress. I can feel overrun with all of the containers we use for my girls' school lunches, so having a specific drawer or cupboard in your kitchen for lunch supplies makes things go so much easier. You can organize it by adding dollar store containers for the lids and then just stacking everything else by container size. Thanks so much for watching my video today. I hope you found these organization ideas helpful. Let me know down in the comments below which of these was your favorite. And if you love DIY and decor ideas on a budget, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna leave some more videos that I hope you will enjoy watching next right up here.